castles topple and their warders' heads even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you! Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect. Whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath,
there to meet with Macbeth.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it.
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
all hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
Why do you stop?
Good sir, why do you stop and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grains will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate. Oh yeah.
Hail,
Hail.
hail.
Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sinol's death I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak!
I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles as the water hath, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. What they'd stand.
Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. As thick as hail came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which addition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
He labored in great Scotland's wreck, I know not, but treasons towards us, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Promise. And Thane of Cawdor. Greatest is behind.
Thanks for your pains.
Do you not hope your children shall be king when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
Oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Gentlemen, a word, I pray you.
I thank you, gentlemen.
I do too.
This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why that given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth, I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that horrid suggestion, whose image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
Worthy Macbeth, stay upon your leisure.
Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are those in commission not yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet back, but I have spoke with one who saw him die, who did report that very frankly he did confess his treasons, implore your majesty's pardon, and set forth on a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin. The sin of my ingratitude, even now, is heavy on me. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due, than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your state children and throne and servants, which do but what they should in doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to see thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor must it be said no less in doing so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and those whose places are the nearest, know that we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we hereafter name the Prince of Cumberland. Which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
Prince of Cumberland, that is the step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when 'tis done to see.
mortal. They have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail, King, that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the curtain of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, and greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for. And you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which to all our nights and days to come shall give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch, with his surcease, success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all, here, but here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. He's here in double trust. First, as his subject and his kinsman, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued, against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed, and every eye that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. Ah, now, what news?
He has almost supped.
They asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business.
He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale on what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not, wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it were smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
We should fail.
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his hard day's journey soundly invite him? His 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be few, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy 2 of his chamber, and used their very daggers? They have done it.
Who dares receive it other? When we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death.
I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away. Mark the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal visions sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalledst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee yet, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk. For fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Whiles I fret, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan. It is a knell. It summons thee to heaven, or to hell.
My husband?
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the cricket cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
I.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder. That they did wake themselves. One cried, God bless us. And amen the other. As they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear. I could not pronounce amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could not I pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep that knits up the ravelled sleeve of care. The death of each day's sore labour's bath. Balm of hurt mind, great nature's second course, nourisher of life's feast. Still it cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again. I dare not.
Infirm of purpose! Give me the daggers! The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the mind of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Who's that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. My hand will, the rather, the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking. Put on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking, I would thou couldst.
There's a knocking indeed. If a man reporter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that had himself on the expectation of plenty. Come on, have napkins enough about you here, you'll swim for it. Knock. Who's there? In the other devil's name. There's an equivocator. Oh, the sort of know the scales against either scale. That committed treason up in God's name, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Face, sir, we were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of 3 things.
What 3 things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir. Yeah.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
The king's stirring, worthy thing.
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today? He does. He did appoint so. The night has been unruly. Where we lay, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death and prophesizing with accents terrible. Dire combustion and confused events new hatched in the woeful time. Some said the earth was feverous and did shake. It was a rough night.
Horror! Tongue no heart cannot conceive nor name me. Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. A most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building. Approach the chamber, see, and then speak yourselves. Bring the alarm bell, murder and treason. Banquo and Donald Payne, Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy, sleek death's counterfeit and look on death itself!
What's this business? That such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of this house?
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, our royal master is murdered.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed life. For from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lease is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh? By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood.
So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pauser reason. There lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known?
How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
It's known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain?
Alas the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned.
Malcolm and Donovan, the king's 2 sons, have stolen away and fled. Puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
And 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested.
Leave to Scone?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
May you find things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all is the weird women promised, and I fear that plates most foully for it. Yet it was said that it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why by the verities on thee made good may they not be my oracles as well? And set me up.
Here's our chief guest. Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, the which my duties are with most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you go?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper.
Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. God be with you. Sirrah, attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in that royalty of nature reigns that which would be fear. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a baron's scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so. For Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered, put rancors into the vessel of my peace, only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings! Rather than so. Come, fate, into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was Banquo who in times past held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go?
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I'm reckless what I do, despite the world.
And I another, so weary with disaster, tugged with fortune, that I will set my lie on any chance to mend it or be rid on't.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within an hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy, the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace. Always thought that I require a clearness. And to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Scale of a dragon. Tooth of a wolf. Which is me. Maw and off of the ravenous salt sea shark. Root of hemlock, digging in the dark. Finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab. And there to the tiger's children, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
"'Tis Banquo's, then."
"'Tis better thee without than he within. It's he dispatched."
"My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him."
"The best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the same for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the nonpareil.
Most royal sir, Fleance is escaped.
Then comes I fit again. I had thus been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. Get thee gone. Hereat we now our country's honor roofed with the graced person of our Banquo present.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
Here is the place reserved, sir.
Which of you have done this?
Oh, what, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise! His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. Fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you will offend him and extend his passion. Regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil!
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. These frauds and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her grandam. Shame itself, why do you make these faces?
Pray thee, see there! Look, behold, lo! Sayest thou? I would care. If thou canst nod, speak too. If charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monument shall be the maws of kites!
What? Quite unmanned in folly?
Saw him.
Fine. Shame.
Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. I drink to the general joy of the whole table. And to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss, would he were here. To him and all we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
And quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold, thou hast no speculation in those eyes that thou dost glare with. Hands! Horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hands! Why? So, being gone, I am a man again.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
You make me strange even to the disposition that I own when I think that you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
kind good night to all.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Understood relations and augurs have by magpies and choughs and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the day. Which is which?
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the Weird Sisters. More shall they speak, for I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good all causes shall give way. Time and blood stepped in so far that should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er.
You lack the season of all natures.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags, what is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Though bladed corn be lodged, and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you!
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer. Say if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths, or our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood, that hath eaten her 9 farrow. Grease that's sweaten from the murderer's gibbet throw into the flame.
Come high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, beware Macduff. Beware the thane of life. Dismiss it enough.
There thou art. For thy good caution, thanks.
Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, 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 be bloody, bold, resolute, laugh to scorn the power of man, for none fully born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff, what need I fear of thee? And yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall upon you. Let me know!
Show.
Show.
Show. Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs. And thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the former. A third is like the first. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth, star eyes. What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh, I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass, which shows me many more. And some I see the twofold balls and treble scepters carried. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so? Go on! Let this pernicious hour stand higher cursed in the calendar!
What's your grace's will?
So you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them! I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is o'ertook unless the deeds go with it. From this moment, the firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And, even now, to crown my thoughts with acts be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
Must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. I am so much the fool should I stay longer. It would be to my disgrace and your discomfort. Take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father is dead. And what will you do now?
My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, what will you do for a husband?
I could buy me 20 at any market.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, someone that swears and lies.
Be all traitors that do so?
Everyone who does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for the liars and swearers are now to beat the honest men and hang up with them.
Poor prattler. How thou talkst. What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayest find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongue, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you, yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom, to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You might be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed! Bleed, poor country! Great tyranny! Lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs. The title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. Speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal, there would be hands uplifted in my right. And here from gracious England I have offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than before. more suffer and more sundry ways than ever by him who shall succeed.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. Were I king, I would cut off the nobles for their land, desire his jewels in this other one's home, and my more having would seem as a sauce to make me hunger more. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, and confound all unity on earth.
Scotland! Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant, bloody sceptered. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne by his own intercation stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast! Thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, and reconciled my thoughts with thy good truth and honor. For even now I put myself in thy direction, and unspeak my own detractions. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself as strangers to my nature. My first false speakings were these upon myself. What I am, truly, is thine and my poor country's to command. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. My ever-gentle cousin! Welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country. Almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where good men's lives expire before the feathers in their caps, dying, or are they sicken?
Oh, relation too nice, and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave him.
But not a niggard of your speech. How goest? If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the matter were, in the quarry of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heavens.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hell-cut all! What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop? Macduff. They were all struck for thee. Not that I am. Not for their own demerits, but for my fell slaughter on their souls.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not your heart. Enrage it!
Oh! I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Receive what cheer you may, for the night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but perceive no truth in your reports. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
Great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep.
See, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour. Yet here's a spot.
Out! Damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Aye, then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a feared? What care we who knows it when none can call into account our power? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him? Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting. Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfume in Arabia will not sweeten these little hands. Oh. Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I have told you yet again. Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave. To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly, all. The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall ne'er sag with doubt nor shake with fear.
What was that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir, as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Tiredness, once familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools, the way to dusty death. Out, brief
life, candle, life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is here no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Like I must fight the course. But see, that's not born of woman. Such a one I am to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Don't be afraid to hear it.
No. Though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a name nor hateful to my ear.
No, no more fearful.
Thou liest. Abhorrent tyrant, with my hand I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou wast born of woman. But weapons I laugh at, swords smile to scorn, brandished by man that's of a woman born. Why should I play the Roman fool, and die on mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better on them. Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloody villain, the terms can give me out.
closest labour. As easy mayest thou the intrenchant dare, with thy keen sword impress as make me bleed. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hath served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And these fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear, but break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze o' the time. We'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole, and under writ, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground beneath young Malcolm's feet, nor to be baited with the rabble's curse. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be he that first cries old enough.
We shall not spend a vast expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us equal with you. My famed kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What more to do, which will be planted newly at the time, as we call home all our exiled friends abroad, produce forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, this and what needful else that calls upon us. By the grace of grace, we shall perform in method, time, and place. So, thanks to all at once and to each one, whom we do invite to see us crowned at Skull.